Thanks to Dragon Ball Super, the story of Dragon Ball has yet to see a definitive ending, and it looks like it's not gonna happen anytime soon, especially after all the info we got about the movie. However, before Dragon Ball Super made a comeback, we've seen different endings for the story, so let's take on the task of remembering all these moments when Dragon Ball had an official ending. Considering that the story of Dragon Ball continues to this day, it's hard to believe that it has had several endings provided by Akira Toriyama as well as Toei Animation. Without any further ado, let's dive into it. Number 1. Dragon Ball Z's original ending. This is probably the most memorable and yet infamous one, as the Japanese audience was craving for more Goku and company, and Toriyama's break until the launch of GT took quite some time. Also, the fact that a lot of characters have aged considerably was an indication that Dragon Ball was closer to its imminent end. Let's remember that Toriyama stated that he was already tired of dealing with Dragon Ball, and the pressure of having to weekly issue a manga for years left him exhausted. This is why by the end of the Buu saga, he thought it was enough in spite of Toei Animation and the fans wanting the complete opposite. Unfortunately, Toriyama couldn't handle it anymore, despite having plenty of ideas that he couldn't implement, such as Frieza's resurrection, as he said in an interview that he would have loved to include this fairly recent idea in the original manga. Going back to the ending of Dragon Ball Z, we see Goku and company 10 years after the events of the Buu saga, kind of disconnected due to Goku's ambition for becoming stronger, rather than caring too much about his friends. Oob shows up at the World Martial Arts Tournament, who happens to be the reincarnation of Kid Buu. Shortly after putting Oob to the test, Goku takes Oob with him to train together and forgets about his family as any Latin American dad. Goku's aim is to teach Oob everything he knows about martial arts and turn him into a worthy opponent. He gives Oob his flying Nimbus as they depart, providing an open ending that for some fans was pretty acceptable. It goes without saying that this ending shows more inconsistencies with Dragon Ball Super's continuity, beginning with Bulma being mad at Goku for not showing up after 5 years, let alone with the superhero movie. Some characters display features that don't match, for example Krillin looking as young as always, or Bulma who hasn't aged like at all, or Oob that has godly ki. All in all, this is the ending that Toriyama gave to the iconic Dragon Ball Z. Number 2. Dragon Ball GT's ending. Finally, the most beloved ending, paradoxically of the least favorite Dragon Ball, which only had a few episodes and came to an end abruptly. Whatever opinion you hold, most of us enjoyed this ending, a nostalgic and almost perfect one. This ending is divided into 2 parts. First, when Goku dies defending Earth against Omega Shenron and gets revived to kill his enemy before leaving with Shenron, fusing with his body and keeping the Dragon Balls into him. There was a lot of speculation about what exactly was going on, but regardless, the scenes where Goku bid farewell to each of his friends before leaving for good was the best. A long time after, we see an old Pan with her grandson Goku, named after his beloved grandfather. She unexpectedly sees Goku among the crowd in the World Martial Arts Tournament, which happens to have a big statue of him in honor of being one of the best fighters in the world. Pan tries to reach Goku among the crowd, but she's unable to. In the meantime, we see Goku walking among people as the opening theme plays, and see a lot of scenes of the entirety of Dragon Ball from beginning to end. The narrator gives a goodbye speech to the audience that followed Dragon Ball since the beginning, and we see Goku living with his power pole and flying Nimbus, an ending considered by many as perfect. Number 3. Dragon Ball GT, A Hero's Legacy. Chronologically, this would be a prequel to the ending of Dragon Ball GT, although it was released as a movie sometime later. This movie provides more information about what exactly was going on with Goku, but we mainly see Goku Jr. on a quest to save Pan, who's very sick. He makes an effort to find a Dragon Ball that supposedly would grant him a wish. We can even see in the end how he turns Super Saiyan and finds the 4 Stars Dragon Ball in the house where Goku used to live as a kid. Unfortunately for Goku Jr., the Dragon Ball itself cannot grant him any wishes, and it's here where Goku shows up and explains that only by gathering the 7 Dragon Balls will he be able to summon the dragon. Shortly after, Pan shows up fully recovered and Goku, who's already disappeared, tells Goku Jr. that it wasn't the Dragon Ball that granted his wish, but his courage. This event led many to believe that Goku turned into some sort of guardian of the Dragon Balls. Number 4. Nekomajin Z. In this manga from Akira Toriyama that shares the same universe as Dragon Ball, we can see a bit more about what happened after Goku left with Up. He kept training and enjoying fights with his new disciple, and even brought him back to visit Goku's family, where we can see Up wearing the classic orange outfit. Finally, we can see that Frieza has been revived, and for some very strange reason, Vegeta is forced to work for him and take care of the Emperor's son Kuriza, who has a fight with Nekomajin. Number 5. Dragon Ball Online. This is probably the most plausible ending when it comes to the far future of Dragon Ball. In this game, Earth has become a home planet for a lot of different races, such as Namekians, machines related to the Majin Buu we all are familiar with, Hybrid Saiyans, and even inhabitants of Yardrat, whose function is to teleport people from place to place. Thanks to Gohan, who wrote a book about ki control, it became a common ability among the inhabitants. Regarding Goku and Vegeta, becoming aware that they were getting old and that their power level wasn't as high as before, they decided to give everything in a last epic battle that lasted for many days and even took place in space. This clash resulted in a huge supernova that resonated across the Earth. Number 6. Toyotaro's Dragon Ball AF ending. Although this is not an official ending, it was made by Toyotaro and it's pretty nostalgic, so we'll take it into account. He wasn't able to finish his story, as he was hired to work on the Dragon Ball Heroes manga. He did show some drafts about the ending of the story where we can see Master Roshi falling onto the ground, dying of old age. But once he opens his eyes, he's on the other world with all of his friends as they were in the original Dragon Ball. Something really emotive. I hope you liked the video. If you did, don't forget to leave a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button. I love you all guys, and I'll see you next time.